Okay, everybody. So in goal number 2, we're going to be dealing with graphing of inequalities with interval notation on a number line. First, let's look at example A, which the interval says we're going from negative infinity all the way up to positive 4. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to convert it into an inequality, and we're going to compare the values within the inequality. So we're saying all the values from 4 down to negative infinity. So we're going to say, what's the relationship between 4 and all of those unknown values? Well, all of those unknown values are going to be smaller than 4, so we're going to say all the values that are less than 4. When we look at the value for 4 here, we have a parenthesis surrounding it, which means we do not include the 4. We're around the 4, but we don't include the 4. So we will not say that it's going to be equal to 4. Now, let's go over to our graph then. We're going to go over to 4, and we're going to use a parenthesis just like they have right over there. And then, since we're saying the values that are less than 4, we're going to say all the values that are to the left of 4. So all these values that are to the left of 4 are going to be over here. We just shade it then. And say all those values are less than 4. So the first interval we did is from 4 down to negative infinity. For the second interval, we're saying the values that are from 3 up to positive infinity. So we're going to say, let's compare x and the values that go from 3. All of those unknown values from 3 up to infinity, all those values are going to be bigger than 3, since they're going to be going up to positive infinity. Now you'll notice in this example we actually have a bracket around the 3. That means we can include the 3. It's like saying we're equal to 3. So we're going to put an equal sign here. Now let's go over to our graph and go ahead and write this as an interval graph. Go to 3. Make the bracket just like we have on the 3. And we're going to say all the values that are greater than 3, which would mean it would be greater and to the right. Okay. For letter C, we're going to do from negative 2 to 5. Now this is the most challenging one. This is the one that people generally struggle with. Okay. What we're saying is all the values that lie between negative 2 and 5. All the values that lie between negative 2 and 5. So we want to know what are those values. We're going to say x. And those values are going to be between negative 2 and 5. See how x is sitting between the two of them? Now let's talk about the relationship of them. All of those values that are between negative 2 and 5, those values are all going to be smaller than 5. So we say they're going to be less than 5. All of the values are going to be that are between negative 2 and 5. All of those values are going to be bigger than negative 2. So we don't use the greater than sign. What we say is bigger than being the mouth will eat the x. It's bigger. And so then we have to look at, can we include it? Well, at negative 2, it's a parenthesis, so we won't include it. At 5, it is a bracket, so we will include it. So there's your inequality notation. Now, as far as then doing the graph, basically we're going to take this and transfer it right over here to our graph. So we're going to put a negative 2 here, put a 5 on here. We're going to say parenthesis at the negative 2, and then a bracket at the 5. Okay. Pause your video now, and I will go ahead and give you some problems here to go ahead and practice. So these are the 3 problems that you're going to do for your practice. Let's pause it, and then come back and check our answers. Okay, so here's the first answer. X is going to be less than or equal to 6. That will be from at 0, 6, bracket, and it's going to go to the left. Okay. X is bigger than 2. 0, 2, parenthesis, and go to the right. And then the last one, negative 1, less than or equal to x, which is less than 7. And we go negative 1, 7, bracket here, parenthesis here, and there's your answer. There are those 3 answers. Hopefully this helped, and look forward for the next video.